Okay, welcome to part 2 of my gears. I think it's gonna be the last one in this area because it's gonna get dark very soon. Funny thing is, I was expecting to do these videos in sunny afternoon, stopping a bit earlier when being a bit too warm. Well, I'm actually back to winter conditions, kind of. Yeah, it's shit, but I'm happy I have this little shelter and yeah, taking this little time to pack everything out and try to give a few advices of what I've been experimenting for this 2 months and a half, and if that can be useful to you guys, then that's the best gift to me, isn't it? I did quickly present already the fact that I have a chopping board for €2, which you might not want. I mean, you can just maybe take a piece of wood, but it needs to be clean in some sort, so you'll be happy to have a chopping board. But yeah, let's unpack this little thing so I can show you basically what I have in there. This is my cooking bag. I have this bag because it's containing my stove as well, and the stove can be quite dirty. The bottom of my pot as well, even though I'm cleaning it very carefully every time I use it, it's still something you don't really want to be hanging with your other stuff and don't want to get them dark and dirty. So my stove is the XJK EX, which I'm very happy about when it's working, even though it's been a bit of a pain to be making function properly. Whole learning ship. I bought it 10 years ago but didn't really use it, and used it once before going on the adventure, and there's many little things that you don't really know about and you discover little by little, and I will do a full video of that and my basic understandings of this piece of equipment. So NSR pot as well. Nothing to say, it's a pot. It's a big capacity, which is really useful because you eat a lot, even more during the winter. So I'm happy I have this capacity and not something smaller. But yeah, here we are. I have a great knife. It's been bought as a Christmas gift from a friend of mine, and that's the best I could find, and I think basically the best that exists for something that is easy to handle. Sometimes some bushcraft or outdoor knives will have a very straight handle, a very thick blade, so it makes it quite hard to be cutting something properly with it. I'm a chef, so I really needed a proper knife, and I'm really happy about this knife. I didn't take anything to sharpen, but on the way I found some marble rails, and I took one of those tiny pieces of flat stone so I could actually sharpen my knife, and yeah, I think I'll be really happy about having it because it started to be a tiny dull. So yeah, free natural sharpening stone that you can find in the nature. Maybe not exactly that flat, but if you pass next to a marble area, then just stop and get one of those tiny pieces. So it's a CVV. I can't recall exactly the model of it, but CVV, and you should find something like this. It's basically a foldable santoku, so for knife enthusiasts and for people that would be inclined to cook or to want to cook in the wild, I think that this is a very good piece of equipment. I also have an opinel. This one is outside of my stuff. It's the one like that I have always under my hands, so I can easily use it, and I don't get the other one dull with cutting things that should not be cut with your cooking knife. So yeah, that's my knife situation. I do carry 3 of those bottles, so it is bottles that are made to be carrying in the flights. So it's 100 milliliters. You can close them properly. And I had some soy sauce in it. Now it's olive oil because I had a lot of oil to carry. But here you can put some little things, and it avoids you having a glass bottle, which adds some more weight. So very, very happy to have those guys. I have a foldable fork, and I have the same model of a spoon. And this is one of the stuff that I'm the most happy that I brought. It's called a marise in French. I think in English you might call that spatula, but foldable spatula, soft spatula. So this is the thing that took the place of my kitchen sink. You don't need a kitchen sink, you don't even need to really clean your stuff if you have this, because you can, as it's still warm and wet, your food, just nicely wipe the sides, nicely wipe the bottom, which makes that you don't waste any of your food and that your pot is straight clean after your food. So yeah, double use, no waste, no cleaning, which means you don't waste water, you don't waste time, you don't have to put your hands in cold water in the winter. So yeah, this is a really must-have equipment if you think about like cooking something else than instant noodles, because instant noodles is just gonna drink the rest of your pot. But yeah, I've cut the handle, which is normally maybe like 10 centimeters longer, 7. It fits very easily in there, and you're gonna be very, very, very happy to have one of these guys. Just make sure that it's heat proof, so you won't happen with burned plastic at the bottom of your pot after not paying attention to that. Heat proof, and when I say heat proof, I think it goes on to 200 degrees, so it's really, really fine. And just make sure that it's hard enough. If you have something too soft, you won't be able to properly clean your sides, because it's just gonna fold not properly. So yeah, have something hard. Some of them have little curve on the bottom, so you can use it as a spoon as well. I would have taken one of those, but I bought one and it was on the internet and it was too soft, so really, really not practical for what I wanted. So I have this one, and I have my spoon anyway, so yeah, I think you could use just one of those flat ones, and really, really, really advised piece of equipment. I do carry right now a bit too much spices, because I've got off Istanbul and I bought spices and they do only 100 grams. But yeah, usually I carry 2 different kind of spices, so I can change a little bit the flavors of the things that I'm doing. Mostly cooking rice here. I've tried lentils, but normal lentils take an huge amount of time to cook, which is not something you want when you finish 150 kilometers day of cycling and you're just starving, and it's winter and you're cold and you're just looking at your lentils cooking and being like, come on, come on, come on. So yeah, coral lentils are ones that I would go more easily with, because they cook much faster. And yeah, they don't need as much water to cook as well. So I would avoid normal lentils if you're in the wild, and take coral lentils instead. And I mostly stick with rice. I've been cooking a lot of instant noodles at the beginning, and yeah, now I'm just like doing my stuff with rice a lot. I love rice. And here are some instant coffee that I took on my last Airbnb. Salt. I had a salt pot with holes, but it very easily took water, so your salt is not going out of this hole as easily, and I just ended up putting it in a zip bag, because it was a pain to be using, and I was just drop by drop, having my salt and looking at it like, come on, get out of it. I have always in this pot a few like emergency kits of the XJKEX. I also have the expedition kit, which is suitable to basically sort every problem you could have on the way, even though there are things that they don't include, such as the priming pad, and there's also a little thing in the pump that they don't provide in this. I don't know yet if it's a big problem. I will know in the next months. But yeah, make sure to have an expedition kit before you go, because you easily have problems with those, even though if they're very functional and very like sturdy, they do ask for lots of maintenance. So yeah, and I do have one of those sticks in case one of my none of my lighter would be working and my match would be wet. This is a lifesaver to be able to eat even though you have some fire problems. I have this plate. I thought to get rid of it, but I found out that I use it very easily when I'm sitting and cooking. You don't always have such a luxurious table and shelter when you're camping. So I very easily have my spices in it, my bottles in it, so it keeps straight even if I'm on the side of my tent, and I actually use it every time that I'm cooking. So I'm like, yeah, okay, it's worth the extra space. It's basically my little portable table. And yeah, I will not get rid of that. Another little piece of advice I can give, or I mean advice, how I am cooking my stuffs is basically, so I always have sausages. Sorry for vegetarians. Yeah, well, I have sausages, and most of my meals represent some garlic. Yeah, garlic. You have to use some garlic if you want something tasty. Some onions that I will stir fry, and then I put my sausages sliced, then stir fry all of that with my spices, add my rice, a little bit more oil. You can use as much oil as you want. If you're riding every day, use oil. You need oil, even more in the winter. Yeah, I think that's basically doing maybe 3 cooking or 2 if it's really cold and I've been riding a very big day. Then I don't mind putting half of the bottle in my dinner, which is usually, when it's cooked, taking the whole pot. And from this whole pot, I would eat 2/3 to 3/4 of it, and I keep a solid like finger bottom that I keep for the following day for my breakfast, because I don't like porridge. I like to eat warm in the morning, and I can basically, I love to eat savory as well in the morning. I don't really like sweets very early. So what I do is I usually keep a nice little layer of rice mixed with anything that I've been cooking on the evening, and I add some water, a soup to add some more calories and to change a bit the taste of what I've been eating the day before, and I recook that with some water, trying to have something which is a tiny bit like saucy, which is a bit easier to eat on the morning. You don't have to be chewing so much, and yeah, so that's my very tasty savory porridge that I have in the morning, which is made of my leftovers. Even if you've been burning the bottom of your pot a bit during cooking the night before, having let your leftovers will actually soak during the night the bottom of your pot, and while cooking with a bit more liquid the day after, it will basically clean off everything which was burnt. Just make sure you don't burn it another time behind, and it makes that your pot is clean. You have a nice warm meal for the morning, which is full of flavor, and also of a few calories, even though like this is not the most relevant calorie that you can have. I usually have some meatball dried soups that I would add to my previous meals. So something very tasty, something nice and appetizing for the morning, even though it didn't look appetizing exactly. But yeah, when you're waking up after you do coffee, you have that and you're like, oh yeah, that's actually awesome. Yeah, what else to say about my cooking stuff? I think that is about it. I have some harissa again. That's a bit more than what I would have taken, but that's all they wanted to give me at the market. Some tuna. I'm a big sardine lover, but it's been a bit harder to find sardines on those last two countries. So I take some tuna that's a bit more protein and fat, and it goes well even if you had some sausage in it. It's part and the meal. And so, I mean, I'm not sure I really need to present that anymore. It is a pretty famous piece of equipment, AeroPress coffee machine. I love coffee. I don't love coffee enough to buy a espresso electric machine, and there's already so much things that you need to pay attention to, battery with camera, phone, earphones, because I have music when I'm riding. Yeah, there's already a lot of batteries in those bags, so I didn't want to have any other electric coffee machine, which are quite pricey as well. I have the AeroPress and I'm very, very happy about it. It takes some space. I might actually at some point cut off the edges and just leave a little bit, you know, because every gram counts and it takes some space. But it is a very efficient coffee machine and I'm very happy to have it. You need some kind of thinly grounded coffee. Just make sure you don't have something that is like flake sides, because that would just drain straight away and you wouldn't have this kind of under pressure effect that gives this machine. It fits, can't fit, like I have a half a liter cup which I'm starting to fill up, because in the winter you want to have a long warm drink to warm you up in the morning. So I would usually pour, leave it to strain until almost the 3, and then fill it up again, then close it so it doesn't drip anymore, wait for like 2-3 minutes, and then press the hell out of the rest, and it makes you a pretty decent light coffee. But yeah, I'm really happy that I brought those. It's neither small and compactable, neither light, but if you want to have your coffee, I think this is one of the best options if you don't want to have a battery in it. And you can also make your tea, you know, infuse your tea if you have non-bag teas, which is something quite often in some countries where you can find some lovely infusions and tea. You can just infuse, then you have your filter and just put your tea through it, and you will have a way to filter your tea with your coffee machine. And I think that is also a great use for that. And that's it about coffee machine. I didn't speak about this. This is a long life sponge, which I'm happy to have, even though, to be completely honest, as I got rid of my kitchen sink, which I didn't use because this is what I use for my dishwash. This is now my bike cleaner sponge, and I can, like, it's quite sturdy. It's supposed to last for a year. It's been 3 months, and yeah, I think it might be like 30% dead, So if it does 9 months, I'm happy already. It costs nothing. It costs like €2, which is much more expensive than a normal sponge. But yeah, a sponge is something good to have, but you won't need it for dishwash if you have this spatula. But you can definitely use that to clean your bike, or at least frame of your bike and some other components of it. And yeah, thanks for watching that video about my little cooking area on the wild. I hope this has been useful to you, and if you've gained anything about this video, don't hesitate to press a little like button. You can maybe subscribe to this channel with hopefully a lot more adventure videos and a few more advices on how I am trying to organize all this mess on the road and trying to make this as efficient as possible. And yeah, I think that is pretty much it to say about my cooking area. And yeah, have a good wild camping, and have a good preparation on your trip.